Stefania.
Hi, I'm Yanis.
Welcome to Paros. Little boat, Paros.
Big boat, Paros.
Octopuses, Paros.
Blue window, Paros.
I don't know. Paros.
Motor bicycle, Paros.
Aliens, Paros. ¿Qué? Paros.
Little blue door, Paros.
My ex-boyfriend, Paros.
Even smaller door, Paros.
Super rare, little green door, not blue. Paros. Plant, Paros.
Look, you think it's carpet. It's painted. Paros.
Box with towels, Paros. Evil eye, Paros.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast on the Athletic Network. It's Wednesday, June 1st. Happy Pride Month. We're back in the Classic Factory, though you really got to ask yourself, did we ever leave? I'm J.E. Skeets, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
What's up, everybody? I definitely sent that cold open in to JD.
Paros. We got our Top Shot Hot Boy. Plays a mean guitar, Trey Kirby.
Hey, yo.
The international man of mystery. Taking it to the max, Lee Ellis.
Friends.
And last, certainly not least, super producer JD.
Hello.
There he is, and here we are. Shout out to the stream team for joining us live right now on YouTube. Take a second, hit that like button, subscribe to No Dunks on YouTube, comment away, share the show. Email in your NBA questions to nodunks@theathletic.com. Today will be a great day to send them in because we're hitting the beach tomorrow. Full beach stepping podcast tomorrow. As we get into game one there on Thursday night. We're doing our preview and predictions for the NBA Finals here today, so don't you worry about that. But we are a little tired, maybe this morning, well, at least I can't speak for everybody, but I'm a little tired. A very successful charity drive, though, last night.
Definitely.
Raising, at the time, $23,000. Yes, $23K for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, though I just checked, and we're like $60 or something away from $25K. So, hey, maybe a few of you joining us here on the stream team this morning can hit that benchmark of $25K. Because we really want to get to $30K overall. We're going to leave this donation page up for a couple of weeks here. And Sam, who's helping us out in the UK, he did say if we somehow find a way to $50K, he's getting his first ever tattoo. So there's that as well.
A no dunks tattoo.
Yeah.
Yes, I didn't say that part. You're right.
It's not just going to be an octopus or anything.
Yeah. But we had a blast last night. You can go watch the stream if you want to. It's 4 hours long.
Matty O makes an appearance. It's great to see him. California Air treating him well.
Oh, for sure.
And maybe all that spinach and beans treating him well as well. He's got in his fridge.
We had Trey playing Sheepdog tunes, and
I mean, technically it was a Ewan Curry solo song.
Good point.
But, you know, it's all in the Sheepdogs universe, the Dogiverse.
Tass turned into a troll. You'll have to go watch the video for that to make sense. We played Ice Chest. I went to sleep with a strikeout still on my chest. Sort of was a little alarmed when I woke up this morning. I'd forgotten about that. Sporkle quizzes, popping packs.
Yeah.
Eating chips,
Yeah.
celebrity encounters, all the photos of Lee Ellis you could ever want.
Yeah.
And and Matty O. I mean, he was the star of the show last night. Brought back the Lynn Shake.
Yeah, I see Zabe here is saying, I hope his computer is okay. He followed up late last night and said he got most of the shake out of his keys.
Yes.
And he saved the rest of the portobello mushroom to fry up in a frying pan as well.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should. So, yes, thanks to everybody that joined us live last night for that charity drive, or everybody checking it out later, and everybody that has donated and will hopefully continue to donate, try and get us to 30K there. But we got to get to business here, because the finals start on Thursday night. Celtics Warriors in the 2022 finals. Beantown Boys' first appearance in the finals since 2010, and it's the Warriors' sixth finals appearance in the last 8 years, which is pretty impressive. Throw the schedule up if you got it, JD, just to remind everyone. But while you find it or do, during the regular season, the Celtics and Warriors, if you care, they split the season series 1-1, each team, okay, winning on the other's home floor, but both games, missing key players. And sticking with like sort of the health angle here, neither team is going to start this series at 100% full strength. I mean, we're at the finals. And really, no one is at this point. But Rob Williams, the Time Lord, dealing with soreness and swelling in his surgically repaired knee there. And Marcus Smart still has soreness with that sprained right ankle. On the Warriors side, they got like 3 role players trying to come back. Iguodala with the neck injury. Gary Payton II with the broken elbow that he suffered against the Grizzlies, and Otto Porter Jr., Otto Man, trying to get back over that foot injury that he aggravated in the West Finals. They've all returned to practice, those role players, but I don't think there's been official word on whether they're good to go in Game 1 or even this finals. Yes, that's right. That's right. So nobody's fully healthy, but this should be an awesome, entertaining finals here. Got some questions for you guys and everybody in the stream team, so play along. First one, Trey, get us started. What's your favorite storyline about these 2022 NBA Finals?
The Warriors are back. Definitely is my favorite storyline. We haven't talked about it a ton because I don't think we're big legacy heads here in the Classic Factory. But what the Warriors have done is bordering on legendary, to be quite honest. You mentioned it, Skeets. Their 6th finals in 8 years. First time since the Bulls. The only others to do it are the Lakers and Celtics, which both had like 9 spans of sending 6 teams to the finals or something like that. Those are the greatest dynasties ever. The only other team that the Warriors ever get compared to are the Spurs, the Tim Duncan Spurs, and you can really see the similarities there as well, because this is the 3rd different version of the Warriors, the Steph Curry Warriors going for the titles. They had the strength in numbers team back in 15 and 16 when they were a lot of people's 2nd favorite team and a great story for the league. Obviously, Steph had the unanimous MVP season, which came up short in the finals. Then you had the KD Hamptons 5 from 17 to 19. Basically everybody's least favorite team. Some people said they ruined the sport. Not true, but they're back now, so that's super impressive. But it's I would say not a surprise they're back, considering they still have Steph, Draymond, and Clay, but it wasn't a guarantee either. Clay's been hurt for basically 2.5 seasons. Like you're mentioning all the injuries, Skeets, but this is almost like the healthiest the Warriors have been since 2019. Curry stayed great, played at an MVP level when he's been on the floor, but he missed a bunch of time since 2019 as well, played 5 games the season after KD left. Draymond has looked great defensively since KD left, but sometimes has forgotten about offense, has become a little bit of a Dennis Rodman on the Bulls era at this point, and definitely checked out during some of the down years, especially when Curry went down. There are numerous times it looked like the Warriors could make an all-in move, and maybe they should. They could have traded Wiggins and Wiseman for a player before that draft. Pretty impressive that they've got this far, having a number 2 pick that didn't play at all this season. They could have traded the Moody and Kuminga picks for a player. Instead, they stuck to their plan, and it worked out, even though Steph and Draymond weren't 100% in on the plan, but they were in enough because of Steph. Kerr has always compared him to Tim Duncan because it's pretty special when the best player on your team is also the best teammate on your team. I don't know. I'm not a big best players of all time ranker, but if the Warriors pull off another title 7 years after winning their first one with the same star in an era where teams change all the time and the super team is a different super team every year, that looks pretty great on a resume. Right. So it's cool to see the Warriors back here, especially considering they look great at the beginning of the season. You struggled a little bit during the middle part of the season, and the Suns were so far ahead that it looked like we got a good Warriors team, but they might not have a chance. Obviously, the Suns got knocked off, and the Warriors took care of business against the Mavs to make it back to the 6th finals in 8 years. And I don't know, it feels like more like the early years of the Warriors, right? Yeah. The home-built era of the Warriors, which is very fun.
Yeah, if and when they win this thing, it's going to elevate that title that they won in 2015 because it's been diminished just because, since then they lost the 3-1 series and then the Kevin Durant years. So people don't look at it as favorably as they should. And it will mean a heck of a lot more if they bookend it with this one. And I say bookend, not to say that this is the end, because it definitely feels like Spursy. It feels like they can go for another 5, 6, 7 years with the bridge that they've built with Kuminga and Wiseman and Moody and Poole. But to me, I guess we didn't expect them to be back here just because it's been years and years and years of ridicule. And it's easy to forget this is a homegrown team, just like the Celtics are. Yep. And they did it the right way in 2015, but always, generally I think, as a casual basketball fan, you start thinking of KD, you start thinking of 3-1, you don't think of 73-9, really, you don't think of a homegrown championship, so that will yeah, that'll prop up that championship again, and it'll make it more of the story rather than just KD and 3-1. So that's what I like about this for the Warriors side.
What about you, Lee? What's your favorite storyline for this finals?
Well, I'll just sort of echo on that because there's been some memes going around lately of like Kevin Durant on the Warriors and Kyrie Irving on the Celtics, and those two guys joined up and they both got knocked out in the first round. It sort of felt like Kevin Durant left the Warriors because he heard all the like, you got to win one without Steph. And he went away, he got his own team, he got everything he wanted there in Brooklyn, and now they're out. And Steph basically sort of was like, all right, well, if you want to go, go. And then he's back there. So KD needed one without Steph more than Steph needed one without KD. And Steph may now get one, and he might get the Finals MVP as well. I mean, he's certainly the favourite to do that. So it is quite...
well, this would be Steph getting another one without KD.
But a Finals MVP, I mean, yes.
Do you really think a Finals MVP matters to his legacy at all?
Well, no, not to his legacy. But now that he's been there, he's 3-time champ, it's like, okay, Steph should win it this time. I mean, he's the clear-cut favourite for the Warriors to do it. I mean, there's no sort of Kevin Durant like there was there in those two. But again, those two, like Tass is saying there, Kevin Durant, Finals MVP, is a 2-time champion. We all acknowledge that, but it doesn't feel like those were the toughest championships anyone's ever won. It was like, I mean, I remember we were doing the show. It was like, how is anyone going to beat this Warriors team unless they get injured like they did in 2019 against the Raptors? Raptors still deserve to win that, but Kevin Durant.
Thank you.
but Kevin Durant didn't play.
No.
Significantly.
I mean, Richard Jefferson, who was on those Cavs teams, just came out recently and said, we couldn't beat those Kevin Durant teams.
Yeah.
We just could.
Yeah. So I just feel that, and also like what Trey's saying there, everyone's trying to build a super team. Everyone's trying to go and play with their friends and just load their team up. But ultimately, the Warriors drafted Steph. They drafted Clay. They drafted Draymond. They drafted Kevon Looney. Steve Kerr has been there as well since 2015. They plucked him out of the commentary booth with Marv Albert, took a risk, and ultimately they have gone out there. And now they're back in the finals. And the funny thing is, of the 6 and 8 years, the 2 years they missed the playoffs altogether. So it wasn't like they had a couple of like lean years or anything like that as far as getting to the playoffs. They were injured and things just sort of caught up with them a little bit. But then they didn't sort of blow up the team and start all over again. And they have invested in their players. You know, they've invested in obviously Draymond and Clay and Steph. They've all got the big contracts, and they're going. Wiggins is. His contract in the offseason is going to be interesting as well. So the Warriors, who said they were light years ahead, have actually now gotten back there by basically keeping true to that same formula that worked 7 or 8 years ago, which in the sporting world is a lifetime ago.
But I think Tass said it. Celtics have also done this here. They're in the finals, but these are guys they drafted in Tatum, in Brown, in Smart.
Yeah.
As their 3 core guys, and then of course there's pieces and getting Horford back and all that. But it's pretty impressive as well, and they're obviously much younger.
Yeah, if you look at the rotations for each team, it's just one guy really from either team that's been brought back. Horford for the Celtics and Wiggins for the Warriors. Other than that, that's homegrown stuff right there. That's pretty neat. This is the NBA changing a little bit. I guess you said, the Warriors missed the playoffs for 2 years. It's easy to compare them to the Spurs. I guess the Spurs are better, though. They never miss the playoffs.
That's true, yeah.
We'll see what the Warriors do in terms of titles, but it is wild to think that the 2 titles that they won with Kevin Durant, it doesn't, they just don't mean as much as some other titles. And this is going to be good for Steph. And there's going to be, if they win, there's going to be no cute votes from the voters in terms of Finals MVP.
No.
They can't.
Steph Curry would have to be absolute garbage in this Finals. Let's be honest here, for him not to get Finals MVP.
Yes.
He would have to be so bad that they would be like, we can't give it to you even though we want to. He can be average. I mean, look, Steph Curry average is still better than 99% of the guys in the league, but average and he gets the vote.
Well, he's going to have Defensive Player of the Year on him, though. So,
yeah, look, hey. And, you see the stat going around. The Celtics are the only team in the Steve Kerr era that have played the Warriors well and actually have a winning percentage against them. You're only playing twice every season, but they've had success. A big part of that is Smart. Yeah. At least making life a little bit difficult for Curry. Tiring him out at the very least.
Absolutely. And the Celtics defense is fantastic. They'll be up for this challenge. It's just, as I mentioned yesterday, the Celtics in the defense in the playoffs haven't really seen a team like this where they spread the floor as well as the Warriors do. It's been more focused on a big guy, and the Warriors are more than happy to pass the ball around. Again, that starts with Steph. Like, we know that if he sees traps, he's like, all right, I'm passing happily. So he doesn't have to average the 35 in this series.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a shock to the system, no matter how great your defense is, to play a bunch of Eastern Conference teams and the way they go about things to then play the Warriors in game 1. But look, they've always adapted, and they've always, even when they get in holes, even if they got to go win a Game 7 on the road, Celtics have proven they can do that, so they're up for the challenge here.
The Celtics have changed this season in terms of how good they are defensively, but Curry has had some monster games against them the last few years.
Yeah.
Basically, a calendar year ago, scored 47 against them. That's a monstrous number in the regular season. And then a couple of years before that, 2018, he had 49 against them. Virtually the same core. So I'm sure he feels good anyways going in. But the Celtics defense, is obviously a key to this series. Huge key.
Any other storylines that you have your eye on here? You're sort of looking at this big picture.
Yeah, I got to go overarching here on our second day of recapping. But it is the thing that we'll be watching for afterwards. It's going to be a lot of that top 10 player talk, as Trey said.
God, it's already started like Trey said. I'll tell you my least favorite storyline right now heading into the finals. Whatever the fuck Draymond Green and Kevin Durant are talking about with the doubling of Curry.
I didn't mind that chatter.
Oh my God. Oh, it was
nuanced.
So
it was like there was a chat. So boring. Well, the thing that I did like about it, so Draymond was on the Colin Cowherd podcast talking about, was Colin Cowherd on his podcast? I don't know. Colin Cowherd and Draymond Green were having a chat about basketball. They're podcasting about basketball, and Draymond Green was talking about the years gone by and the doubling and who that affects on the team and blah blah blah. Steph versus Kevin Durant. I mean, he was just talking about basketball. Kevin Durant came in and said, I don't agree with this double teams chatter.
Because somebody tweet snitched about the conversation. Mm-hmm. Oh, what do you think about this, KD?
Yeah, and then Draymond said, listen to the whole conversation. Don't get fooled by the snippets. And KD said, yeah, I enjoyed the conversation. I listened to the whole thing, but I didn't agree with the double team part. Yeah. All right. Great, that's a level-headed conversation that doesn't happen very often on Twitter.
Okay, well, let's go to the next question then.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
Out of the blue.
I mean,
did I just make a point worth a triumphant? No, I did not, but we hit it.
Yeah, I thought JD was very excited to talk about stats in the NBA Finals. Statistics. But 25K, we just hit it, did we, JD? That's
we
excellent.
Hit it. We're actually $40 over. And shout out to Team Regime who added 9 cents to their donation to make it a nice, cool, even number. I love it.
That's good.
Regime. I remember him from the No Season Required tour. Big
long-timer.
John Stockton fan, I think he is.
Okay.
I think you're right, yeah.
He probably likes those short shorts on us there in that photo, then, showing off those tans.
Team Regime.
That's awesome. Okay, 25,000 raised for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Let's get to 30K. Again, we're going to keep that up for a little bit. Okay, key stat. Put your glasses on, Tass. Put a little tape around the bridge. Put them up a little bit. Talk like Schumann. I don't know. Schumann Urkel.
Schumann away, boy.
Schumann's cool.
Yeah,
He's a cool stat guy.
Thanks for chipping in yesterday, Schumann, by the way.
Hey.
I saw him in there. Full name, I think. Johnny P. Schumann in there. Anyway, key stat. There's so many freaking stats. Let's just start with basics since we're going overarching. The Warriors, the last 3 finals that they've had home court advantage, they won the first 2 games at home. It's the little scary part for the Boston Celtics. Yeah. They didn't have it against the Raptors. And the last time they did have it and lost one of those first 2 games was their first title in 2015 when they were just young bucks. So I'm a little worried about the Celtics, if they don't steal one here. So the Warriors, even though Steve Kerr is always known to say, Game 2 is the game that a road team can steal because the home team wins Game 1, it maybe lets off the gas just a touch, but he has his team ready. I saw this tiny little fact from Anthony Slater at The Athletic. He brought up that the 9 o'clock starts here for Game 1. Not great for the West Coast early arriving crowd. It's 6 p.m. there, but on a Sunday, Game 2, I think they might even be a little bit louder in there because it's an afternoon game, and they won't be late. They'll be early arriving for that one. So, there's that stat. I think the close games here favor the Warriors a little bit because the Celtics, it's surprising looking at this, but the last 2 series, 6 of the Celtics' 8 wins were blowouts. Only 2 of the 8 were within 5 points in the last 5 minutes. So that's classified as clutch time. They're actually 2-4 in clutch time games over the last 2 series. This team that's in the finals, they're 2-4 in clutch time games because they had so many blowouts. Now they're 4-0 versus the Nets in clutch time, but it's a long time ago. It's like a month that they're doing really, really well in close games at the end. So I think that favors the Warriors if they get into close games, which I expect here. This is not going to be blowout city, I don't think, in this one. We do have the best 2 teams here. That's what it feels like. Unlike some finals in the past where it's the Western Conference Finals, the finals, the Eastern Conference Finals, the finals. These are the two best teams. That's a great stat there from ESPN, I think, with the clutch time. And then turnovers. If anybody wants to take it from me, because it's got to be, the turnovers are just game to game. Obviously, that's the box score stat that's going to tell a huge part of the story of who wins.
Yeah, how can it not? Because these teams are such talented defensive teams that like any easy basket that you can get in transition, you're going to take any day of the week here. So.
And they're both sloppy
they can be.
teams.
They
like
can
to
be.
slop it up. A lot of what are we running out there? So I'm with Tass. Turnovers is huge. So I'm actually going to be looking at a straight up field goal attempts as a stat because it factors in turnovers and it also factors in offensive rebounds, right? And the glass is a place where the Celtics can struggle. The Warriors have done a kind of surprisingly great job on the offensive glass during the postseason. Given Steph, Clay, Poole, extra shots is not a good recipe. So the Celtics are going to have to do a really good job to clean up on the glass. We talk about bites at the apple all the time around the draft. It's kind of true in games too. When both teams are playing really solid defense, being able to get up more shots might just be the way to actually put together an efficient offense.
That's what the Bucks did to the Suns last year.
Yeah, just more possessions, more chances.
Get the ball.
More bites at the apple, as Trey said.
Because there's going to be some sloppies.
You think
It's
so?
going to happen. Yeah, that's what the Celtics do. The Celtics versus the Heat in the conference final, 3 losses, 19 turnovers, and their 4 victories, just over 12 turnovers. Yeah, they gave it away. Just thinking about Wiggins out there. Think about Gary Payton II out there. If he can be there. Andre Iguodala, if he plays some minutes. Jaylen Brown versus Clay, that's an interesting one. Can Clay keep up with Jaylen Brown? It feels like that's going to be a primary matchup, and we'll see if Clay has the defensive chops still to be able to play with a premier player. But, yeah, I think there's going to be some – these defenses are just too good.
Key stat for you, Lily.
The Celtics have got to lock in at the start of the third quarter. The Warriors really turn on the gas at the start of the third quarter, and then that sort of carries over to the fourth quarter here. John Schumann with the stat here. Warriors have outscored their opponents 25.4 points per 100 possessions in the fourth quarter alone in the playoffs. So you know that they like to get going in that third and then carry it over, and they're 8-0 when they lead after 3. So Boston has got to make sure that they don't come out of that locker room at halftime and be sloppy or careless. That's when the Warriors are sort of looking to pounce. That's also a bit of a Steve Kerr sort of throwback as well. The third quarter Warriors from their previous championships were also very, very dominant there. So that is key for Boston. Boston is a good third quarter and second half team, but they're just everything they sort of rank below is the Golden State Warriors. So that's where I think Ime Udoka has to get in there and say, listen, guys, lock in now. Make sure that this is not when the Warriors can get on a run because they can just blow the doors off a game. Again, especially in that third quarter, but in the fourth quarter, their plus minus rating is up to like 7 points. So Boston, if they can get it close and keep it close, they're a chance. Got to be careful of that sort of avalanche from the Golden State Warriors.
Another Schumann stat. I think this has gone overlooked a little bit. Maybe it's just me. The Warriors haven't lost at home in the playoffs yet. They're 9-0. No team has won more than 10 playoff home games without a loss. With the 4 10-0 teams in history, all champions, of course, 77 Blazers, 86 Celtics, 87 Lakers, and the 96 Bulls. So
those teams were undefeated at home?
10-0. A little different in terms of the games played in some of those situations. But, yeah, Celtics are going to have to win a game here in the Bay to ultimately win this title here with the Warriors having home court advantage. So I think it's possible. They've gone in and won on the road in tough spots.
7-2 on the road.
Yeah, exactly. They've been road warriors, road dogs, as Udoka called them.
Yeah, they're going to need to be home dogs, unfortunately. They're 5-4 at home, and the Warriors always win a road game in the playoffs. So you have to think that Warriors have the advantage, especially in game 1, being a little bit better rested. The Celtics are coming off back-to-back 7-game series and are the more banged-up team to begin with. So game 2, that one's going to be massive.
All right. Any other stats you guys want to throw out there? Touched on those? Okay. NBA Finals preview continues here. This is one of my favorite questions always. Lee, get us started.
Yeah.
Give me the X factor. You can go either team, both teams. What do you want?
I don't think anyone has a bigger variance of what he can do and what he can be badly as Andrew Wiggins. And I think Andrew Wiggins can be fantastic for the Warriors if he plays with the right mentality, which is like run to the rim if they're not protecting the rim, or spread the floor and knock down those threes. In the playoffs, he's got a plus-minus differential of plus 7 points right now. He's shooting 48% from the field, 35% from downtown. And also, one of the criticisms I've always had of him is his rebounds and assists very rarely change. He's averaging 7 rebounds a game in the playoffs. And I think, look, against the Mavericks, it was a lot different. They don't have a really really big guy. The Celtics have a lot of big guys in the Williams bros and Al Horford, so there probably won't be as many rebounds there. But again, Andrew Wiggins is so athletic. He can just get up there and contest those, go for some easy putbacks, because I think there's going to be a few of those opportunities out there for him. And he has been at times all-star Andrew Wiggins. There's no doubt about it in the playoffs. But then there's been other games where it's like, where is he? What's he doing out there? He's just not contributing. So I think he could be someone who could be extremely valuable here for Golden State because, again, Steph's going to get the primary defensive assignment. They're going to be on watching out for Clay. Draymond Green, offensively, he's going to facilitate stuff. Andrew Wiggins is going to get opportunities. He's going to be open. He's going to have a chance to go in there and affect the game in a very, very positive way.
He's going to have a chance to steal Finals MVP from Steph Curry.
Well, I mean, realistically, no, but I think he can certainly validate his All-Star appearance this season and sort of quieten people down and say, well, okay, he hasn't always been the most consistent, but on the bigger stage, he just played a role very, very well. So I think, and defensively, he's going to have a huge job as well. Probably on Tatum to start. He'll probably have some time on Jaylen Brown as well. I think he can be a very, very good defender and effective on those. So I think he can be, maybe the third best player for the Warriors.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. Big X factor, according to Lee. Who you got?
Yeah, well, just to piggyback on that, I like the fact that he has a huge assignment defensively. His best series was against the Mavs when he had to guard Luka, and I don't think he had to think on offense at all. It was you just beeline it, go at Luka, because they were trying to guard him with Luka on the other end, go at him and get on the offensive glass. And he had offensive rebounds in every single one of those games, between 1 and 6 against the Mavs in those 5 games. A huge factor. And the Celtics aren't a great defensive rebounding team. As big as they are, they're just average. They'll give them up. And if Wiggins can, lock in, baby, him and Looney, huge factor. That's why, to me, the X factor is Robert Williams on the other side. There's a pretty big variance on what he can be as well. He could be hobbling out there like he was in Game 7, or he could be a monster protecting the rim. There's just not a lot of things you can take away from the Warriors. And if Robert Williams with Al can take away that a little bit, can take away Poole's looks at the rim, can take away Steph's looks at the rim somewhat, just get in their heads a little bit, then that's a big factor in limiting the Warriors and their monstrous runs.
Just can he play? I mean, honestly, because something stuck out to me, and I don't think we talked about it. Maybe you guys saw it. The clip after the Celtics win the East Finals, there's the locker room, and Ime Udoka is giving like the little speech, and he's saying all these things we overcame and stuff like that, and then he points out like, Robert Williams, like, just gutting this one out and playing. And there was, like, a massive ovation from, like, all the players. So it was pretty obvious that it was like, he probably shouldn't even have been playing. And he, like, really tried to give him something. Didn't give him a whole lot, obviously, because he was just so injured. But they were like, everybody was like, yeah. And then, like, Udoka even says it for Smart, too. And, like, yeah, and Marcus. And it was, like, sort of cricket. So, exactly. So, I mean, that said a lot to me. It's like, wow, that guy really probably should not be playing. And these guys respect that he, like, at least gave it a go and gave him whatever minutes he gave him. So, but I'm with you. He has to, I don't love their chances if he can't play. At least up to some capability that we know he did in the regular season, I think.
Yeah. How much does he have left? It's a big factor. And because Kevon Looney has been real damn good, he's been good offensively. It's odd to say that about Looney, but they kind of take every defense takes away everybody else, and Looney's there to roll and score and offensive rebound. So, Robert Williams is a big factor in this one. Does the 3 days help him, or does it hurt him? Does he stiffen up?
I would hope it would help at this point, but
who knows?
They're just banged up.
Every day is different, it seems like.
Yeah. What do you got for an X factor there, Trey?
Derek White, to me, is a huge X factor for the Celtics, especially if Robert Williams doesn't play. Regardless, I think we're going to see a lot of Derek White in small lineups because we know the Warriors are going to run out Steph, Clay, and Poole at some point. They're going to need him, just like Marcus Smart, navigating the screens, chasing over, and moving the ball. The question is going to be on offense. Daddy Derek, solid shooter, 7 for 20 after Hendricks was born, but before that, 9 of 38 from 3 in the playoffs, like 24%. Warriors are going to dare him to shoot. He's got to make some of them because they're going to dare him to shoot. They'll dare Smart to shoot. Smart's going to take him. No doubt about that. He'll get him up regardless. White can be a little bit of a record scratch guy, where it looks like he's got an open shot, but he would much rather move the ball. he's a good attacker and good finisher inside as well. And if they're playing small, maybe he can finish inside. But it's going to be imperative that he makes some 3-point shots because the Warriors are going to be taking threes. They're going to need White's defense, but he's got to give him a little something on offense as well.
Yeah, I love Derek White as an X Factor. Dear Derek, is that what you just said? Oh, shout out to the Derek Rose commercial. Wow,
Derek.
Hadn't thought about that in a long time. I love Derek White. That would be my pick, but to make this a little different, I'll go with Jordan Poole, because I thought Ziller in his newsletter this morning brought up a great point. He's like, everybody on the Warriors, like your Steph, your Draymonds, your Clays, like they've been through a million of these wars at this point in the finals. Like you're not really like concerned about them being like, oh wow, the bright lights have gotten to them. But of important players in the series with the Warriors, Jordan Poole is like, how is he going to react? Because he was incredible during the regular season. I think he's been okay in the playoffs. I think he's had his moments where he's had his Jordan Poole-like explosions, but there's been many other games where he disappears a little bit, and he's going to get an opportunity. I think we're going to see small ball lineups in this series, from both sides. I think that will happen. Poole will probably be included in that. Are they going to target him on the defensive end? Are the Warriors going to try and hide him? They're going to go zone, whatever they're going to do. Yes. But just like, how can he, if they're going to leave somebody open and he'll attack, and he's not afraid to shoot, don't get me wrong, but he needs to come through. And I just he's the one guy that's like, he's young. This is the finals. You're the team that's expected to win. And how will he deliver or not? And I think he can. I mean, as we keep saying all season long, he's like a Steph Curry facsimile. Sure. So he probably will, but we haven't seen him in this big a stage before, so I think that's interesting.
He's shooting 40% from 3 in the postseason. That is very good on 18 points a game. It's funny to remember at the start of the playoffs, Steph was coming off the bench, remember? Because Steve Kerr was like, let's bring him back because he was coming off the injury from the Marcus Smart game. And Jordan Poole was great, and then they decided to switch it up. But Jordan Poole has really shown this season, I think, that he understands where he is in the hierarchy.
Yeah.
He'll get his shots. He'll get his opportunity. They'll yank him if he's sort of flinging away out there, but overall he has really progressed this season. But
what were his big moments in the conference finals, for example? I know it was only 5 games against the Mavs, different series. Like I can't.
No, I mean that didn't stand out, but that series itself was wasn't a great series.
Game one and game 2, he had 19 and 23, but
But then went missing.
But it's almost a good thing for him to go missing because it means he's not taking bad shots.
True. Yeah, it's true.
He's 40% from 3, 53% from the floor, and he was able to stay on the floor. I don't think they yanked him at any point to say, "Well, you're just overshooting." I think he's feeling good.
The Warriors are going to be like, we can win the finals if Poole has one good game in the finals. You know what I mean? Like they don't need Poole to carry them for 4 games. No. I don't mean that, but
looking back, it actually looks like he was more steady than I remember in the conference finals. He was double digits in all 5 games against Dallas. Wow. Shot 50% or better from the field in all 5 games against Dallas, and played about 28 minutes in all 5 games against Dallas. It's more like he's steady Freddy right now with a couple of little Steph bursts here and there.
Yeah, okay. Don't take that.
But it's also the defensive end is the bigger problem for Jordan Poole. The Celtics are mismatch hunters. They went at Grayson Allen in the Bucks series, and they went at Gabe Vincent in
the Heat series.
Yeah. And
those are small guys. Like that's exactly who they're going to be targeting defensively. And Poole just gives the Warriors so much juice on offense that you can almost live with it, but sometimes you can't live with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Interested to see when they get a technical foul if Jordan's on the court with Steph Curry, if he tries to bump Steph out the way like he did.
Take that free throw,
And Steph's like, hey, come on, man, get out of here. You like the confidence, though, of Jordan.
Okay, well, let's wrap this up. Let's get to the question that really, the only one that everybody cares about. It's a prediction. How many games, who's winning, and if you're feeling frisky, who's your finals MVP? You got to start it.
Yeah, well, look, I think the Warriors are going to win this series, and I think Steph is going to be MVP. Great. I mean, wow, bold, hey? How many games? Well, look, I certainly have leaning a shorter series, but having a night to sleep on it, I think the Celtics, I'm going to give them a little bit more credit. I'm saying Warriors in 6.
Warriors winning on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to go 5, but I think I'm just going to go 6. I think the Celtics have shown Imo Udoka this season is really. You go back to that game where RJ Barrett hit the 3. They were 3 games below 500 at that point. It was like, man, the Celtics are in a bit of a battle here to even just get to 500 this season. Now they're in the finals. Fantastic coaching job. So they're young. They're going to be up for it. They're going to play defense. I think they can win 2 games in this series, but ultimately the Warriors prevail.
Okay, Warriors in 6, says Lee. What do you got, Tess?
Yeah, I'm going to do the same. Warriors in 6. I do think the Celtics can stretch this to 7, but there's too many factors, I think, in the Warriors' favor. Now, the defensive matchups, hunting pool could help, but on the other side, you can't really hunt anybody if you're the Warriors, unless Peyton Pritchard's on the floor. You're not going to try and do that against Derek White. You can try. I don't think it's really going to help. Celtics defense is just so great, but the Warriors just playing really, really well. And I think they could even take it up a touch more here. This is what Draymond Green lives for in these last 4 games, and he, is I think getting better as the playoffs go on. They just haven't had a long series yet, so I think they have a little more juice to give. 6 is probably where it ends, I think.
And Curry, I assume.
I don't think there's no doubt.
No? You're not going to be sitting here after Game 2 trying to tell me Andrew Wiggins is going to win Finals MVP or Klay Thompson. I feel like I could see it coming.
What, my argument?
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
just for content reasons.
For content,
yeah.
The contrarian?
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that one.
Okay.
Well, the Wiggins versus Luka, I brought that one up.
Yeah.
Because it was against Luka. The conference finals MVP, and because that one does not matter. Are we going to be looking back at people's resume on Basketball Reference saying that guy won 4 ECF MVPs?
Yeah,
no,
probably not.
No, I don't think. I wonder if that matters in baseball where they do that. I don't think so.
I don't know.
There's so many games in baseball, no one knows anything.
Yeah. All right, so 2 Warriors and 6. Trey, where do you go?
I'll admit it, I've been Boston pilled. After the weekend, my stepbrother and family were in town for the wedding. They're huge Beantown boys and girls. Their kids morph into different Celtics personas during the game. They've got a Horford, a Smart, and a Tatum. So this is the first time I feel like in my life I've been wanting to see Boston do well, at least since that 2009 playoff series against the Bulls. And from a historical perspective, the Celtics have a chance to pass the Lakers in all-time titles, which matters, to two fan bases. But sometimes you got to lose before you win. So I think between the health, the home court advantage, the Warriors' experience, and having the best player, got to go Warriors in 7. Got to go Warriors in 7.
I am linked with TK. I'm going Warriors in 7 too. I think we put in our work with some of those crappy conference finals games. I think we're in for going to be hopefully an epic finals here. Some great games, some great matchups, some close games down the stretch, some big shots from Tatum and Curry and stuff like that. I have high hopes that this is going to deliver here. You guys are going to be in Boston.
Yeah.
Trey and Lee for games 3 and 4.
That's right.
This is the thing. You really got to hope for a split here in the Bay. I think it's going to be very difficult for the Celtics to win game 1.
Yes.
I do. Because of obviously the quick turnaround, and the Warriors were more well rested, and they're just great at home, and just that shock as we talked about of wow, we were playing a team that in the Heat that couldn't score in the half court offense. Now we're playing Steph Curry, Klay, and Draymond and the Warriors in the half court offense, a little different. But that game 2, can they get that? And they always bounce back after a loss. And I know I'm penciling in a loss already in game 1 for the Celtics, so I probably shouldn't do that. But I'm going Warriors in 7. But the Beantown boys will be happy to know I picked against your team in every single series.
Wow.
Every single series. I had the Nets, I had the Bucks, and I had the Heat. And they proved me wrong, so you're going to want that, me picking against your team.
Real Mavs situation.
Yeah.
2011.
That's right. So, okay, Warriors in 6, Warriors in 7. Everybody taking the dubs, but let's hear from you in the stream team. How many games, who's winning finals MVP, and leave us all your thoughts on this series. Anything else? We got one more day before the game actually starts, but I guess we'll hit the beach tomorrow. We'll switch it up a little bit. All finals out at this point. Let's just play the games. We're going to take our first break. When we come back, though, we got news about Quin Snyder possibly leaving the Jazz. Got some questions you guys sent in. A little fun, so don't go anywhere.
Hey, Skeets.
Yo.
All right, been meaning to ask you something. When's the last time you thought about your testosterone health?
Been a while. Months.
I would say step it up.
Yeah?
It's never too early because experts believe that testosterone affects a bunch of important parts of our overall health, like bone mass, libido, muscle health, and more. Thankfully, Roman's testosterone support supplements were designed by real doctors to make sure your body is maintaining its greatness. Roman T-Support is a proprietary supplement formulated by Roman's in-house doctors, and it's meant to help men maintain their body's natural testosterone production. With ashwagandha to support healthy testosterone levels, magnesium to support muscular health, vitamin D3 and zinc, you won't find this blend anywhere else, even if you're looking for it. So go to GetRoman.com/NoDunks today to see if Roman tea support is right for you. If you're approved, you'll get $15 off your first order of Roman tea support. Plus, Roman offers flexible monthly plans with free 2-day shipping after that. Fellas, it's never too early to start thinking about your testosterone health. So go to GetRoman.com/NoDunks to feel confident from the inside out with Roman.
Trey, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
When was the last time you thought about steaks?
About a week and a half ago.
All right. Well, you're going to think about them a little bit more after this ad read. We know 20 rebounds equals No Dunk's big beef. Omaha Steaks equals world's best beef. Naturally aged for the ultimate
Right, mate.
in tenderness, juiciness, and flavor. Omaha Steaks knows exactly what Dad wants. I know what Dad wants. Dad wants steaks. Stop giving Dad the same old gift when you get to Father's Day here. Give him an experience he'll always remember. Mouth-watering steaks and a reason to think about you. I want my dad chomping into a steak, thinking of his son. Every steak is flash frozen, vacuum sealed, and ready for Dad to love whenever he's hungry. And dads are always hungry. And these are backed by our unconditional 100% money-back guarantee. So wise up, Lily. And remember, Omaha Steaks. Dads want steak. I love this ad copy. When you give Dad perfectly aged and oh so tender steaks, you're not just giving him the best meal of his life, but the chance to grill them up and make a memory with you. That'd be nice. You grill with the boys at times, right? Yeah. There you go. Well,
Hands away from the grill, boys.
Visit omahasteaks.com and type No Dunks in the search bar and order the Dads Want Steaks package today. You'll get 8 of their new, bigger Omaha Steak Burgers absolutely free. And because it's Omaha Steaks, everything is backed by that 100% money-back guarantee. So Omaha Steaks, they are good. I have some. And don't sleep on the hot dogs from Omaha.
I was sleeping on the hot dogs.
Yeah. In fact, hold on. The hot dogs are so big, you could technically sleep on them.
I agree.
They're
Wow.
basically a mattress.
They are large.
These things are huge.
They are huge.
Yeah.
That's not a
Bun-length
not a hot
wieners?
dog I've
They're
seen.
very
Are
good.
these bun-length wieners?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Nice.
I had to buy like brioche buns. Is the only ones they had at Trader Joe's, and it's like they were like the dog was pouring out of the bun. Which is actually all right, because I don't mind the first bite being straight dog.
Straight dog,
Yeah,
Get
yeah.
that snap.
Okay, yeah, meat.
Your testosterone health sounds fine to me.
I'm fine, man.
It's not ashwagandha. It's still there.
No one likes waiting on a paycheck, especially when you've got bills due. Good thing there's Chime. Now you can get your paycheck up to 2 days early with direct deposit. That's up to 2 more days to save, pay bills, and generally just feel good about your money situation. But Chime is more than just about getting paid early. It's also an award-winning mobile app, checking account, debit card, and optional savings account. So continue your credit journey with Chime. Sign up takes only 2 minutes, enough time to cook a dog, and doesn't affect your credit score. Get started at chime.com/nodunks. That's chime.com/nodunks. The Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card is issued by Stride Bank NA pursuant to a license from Visa USA. Chime checking account and $200 qualifying direct deposit required to apply for the secured Chime Credit Builder Visa credit card. Regular on-time payment history can have a positive impact on your credit score. Impact to score may vary, and some user scores may not improve. Try to hit it in one breath. Couldn't do it.
Good.
Nay. Well, this is crazy. Trey had to leave. Someone heard him play guitar last night, and he might be
got a
signing a
gig.
record deal. Yeah,
That was Matty-O's dream.
Yeah.
exactly.
Matty-O used to play the guitar with the window open, just for that record producer to come by his house in Montreal, just to
Just to hear it from a window.
Yeah.
Wow, who's playing that guitar right there?
We were gonna do a duet between Matt and Trey, try and get them to play a duet
Yeah, we could
over the live stream yesterday.
Hey, put it in the brainstorm Slack so we can do it next year. Okay, got some random things here. Got some news, got some questions by way of Twitter from you guys, so let's get into them. First one, Woj and McMahon at ESPN, they dropped an article last night reporting, quote, After weeks of conversations with ownership and management, Utah Jazz coach Quin Snyder's future remains unclear, and a possibility exists that he could decide to end his 8-year tenure with the franchise. What do you take from this reporting here from Woj and McMahon, and you think Snyder's gone?
I think it probably would be a good idea for him to move on and for the Jazz to move on. I think he's done a fantastic job in his 8 years. And I think, though, that after a while, you sort of have reached the limit where you're going with a certain coach and maybe with certain players. And I think out of Gobert, Mitchell and Snyder, one of them probably should move on this season. And I think if you're the franchise, the coach is the easiest one to replace because the talent is there. Mitchell and Gobert are all-star players. So I think a new voice, maybe someone with new ideas, maybe a way who can build a little bridge between those two and get them on the same page might help as well. And I think that for Snyder to take a year off, he's going to get another job. He's a great coach. He's going to be in high demand. He just had hip surgery too, which was a hip replacement surgery, which was unusual. But for him, when the season ended, basically came out and said, no, he's our coach. And I was like, I was a little surprised they were so adamant from the start. But now as things have moved on and the talks have progressed, it sounds to me like the franchise is basically saying to the coach, if you want to take some time off, that's also fine. We'll maybe look. So it's not like the franchise is saying, no, under no circumstances do we want to lose our guy. It's almost like they're saying, yeah, it's fine if you want to go.
They're saying like it's up to you.
Yeah, basically.
Does Snyder want to be there anymore?
Yeah, and that to me is like them saying, we don't really think you're our guy anymore. So, and again, it's not a knock on him. After 8 seasons of overall a lot of success, it's just fallen apart for them in the playoffs. So I think that's where you just need to try a different voice.
Yeah, what do you think?
I find it a little strange that they're just kind of in this gray area. You can stay, but you can go.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, to me, it's they want to keep Gobert and Mitchell, and like Lee said, Snyder is the one that has to go. Somebody has to go between the three of them, and maybe they're not great offers for Mitchell out there. Maybe they're not great offers for Gobert. But the other strange part about this, where it's they're not making a decision here, is that Quin Snyder has technically 2 years left on his deal, and to see somebody walk away from 2 years of guaranteed money would be odd. It'd be, I think, a very admirable thing for him to say, I got 2 years left, but I've can get another job somewhere else. Maybe my life will be better somewhere else. We've seen other coaches, walk or be fired and end up in a better scenario, but you don't usually see a coach walk away from 2 seasons left on a deal. But it sure feels like they don't see a good offer coming in for Gobert or Mitchell, and to them, this is the other way forward, really. But it is strange that they're not just saying, okay, goodbye.
Yeah, because from the article, this is again Woj and McMahon, conversations have largely been centered on philosophical issues and how the sides can work together moving forward here with the franchise. And then, like you're saying, they've offered to extend his contract. They're also even saying, like, you can just return on your contract and we can just figure it out from there. So again, it comes down, it feels like it's to him. Now, I think the writing is on the wall that he is leaving. Multiple assistant coaches have already left. There's been a couple that have already left, gone to other teams. Diop, I think, has even gone to like the New York G League team to have an opportunity there. So when that starts happening, when the assistant coaches start leaving, something in my gut says he's probably had conversations with them and he's trying to figure out. I'll be shocked if he's coaching the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, I think if you're Danny Ainge, you're brought in to make some changes. He wants to respectfully say, not you're out because you were terrible.
No, I think they gave him basically a year, like because they knew it, like sort of new ownership or management, I guess, came in and said, we're not getting rid of you right away. Let's see if you can finally get over the hump with this team as it's currently constructed. And they didn't. I mean, it was almost
worse.
Ended worse.
It absolutely did end worse.
So you're right. They'll probably maybe look to move on.
I mean, Danny Ainge isn't going to sit there and just go, oh, well, who knows? He wants to make a big splash and really take the team to a next level without trading the players first. Start with the easier piece to digest, which is moving on from the coach.
If he leaves the Jazz, though, I mean, there's only one other coaching vacancy right now in Charlotte. So I assume it would be one of these things where he takes a year off or two, or joins a bench as an assistant or something like that again.
I agree, yeah. It's chill out time.
Yeah.
Because these things go in cycles. There weren't many opportunities this offseason, but maybe there will be next year. I just wonder what the philosophical differences are between Zanuck and Ainge and the new management and new front office and Mr. Snyder. get Rudy the ball more or not? Play defense better or not?
The philosophical issue is which one of these guys are we trading?
Yeah.
Who are we actually, hitching our ride?
Yeah,
to
and
here?
we'll get into a Rudy Gobert rumor here soon. So
yeah, well, let's go to it. Bleacher Report's Jake Fisher. He dropped an article yesterday. Took a good old ride on the NBA rumor mill. Fisher was sharing words surrounding OG Anunoby's potential trade suitors, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Portland and Utah, very interested in OG. He also had things on the Knicks' options at point guard. If they strike out on Jalen Brunson, if they couldn't get him, if the Mavs keep him especially. He had the latest coaching intel on the Hornets, who's the front runner there. So I guess my question is, there's a lot in this.
yeah, there was.
What was the most fascinating part to you from Fisher's off-season intel article here?
Well, yeah, not to be a pest, but I think the Knicks are going to miss out on a point guard again. I think it's just going to be hard for them to find somebody who wants to take their stuff because it's unlikely they're going to be able to get Jalen Brunson as a free agent or be able to trade for Donovan Mitchell. I just don't think they have enough.
Right.
So, yeah, I think going forward, that's an interesting thing to watch here as we get to July. As far as the OG Anunoby situation, of course, everybody wants OG Anunoby. We're watching the NBA Finals here. Everybody needs multiple 6'8", 6'9", switchy wings. Look at Wiggins. Look at so many guys.
That could still shoot, hit a three.
Yeah,
Yep.
OG is part of that. I think there is nothing to take away from him being quote-unquote unhappy, dissatisfied with his role at times. Again, look at the Celtics. Lots of rumors about, even within this last calendar year, about trading Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. Lots of dissatisfaction. Marcus Smart was saying those guys need to pass the ball more earlier this season.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing, I think, if he's slightly dissatisfied that Scotty Barnes came in and jumped him sort of in the pecking order of ball handlers, as Jake Fisher writes. It's totally true. Some video out there of Scotty Barnes this last week working on that 3-ball shot. Looking smooth, baby. So, yes, that's a good problem to have. Sorry, OG, you're part of the Raptors. He's not going anywhere. He's
on a great contract, yeah.
Why would they trade? I know they want a center, and that makes sense. And that's the rumors. Those are the rumors going around. Maybe they can find a center in return, and you still have Barnes, Pascal, and others on the wing. But I can't. Maybe I'm just too enamored with him, but I don't think that's happening.
What do you think about this OG or this entire article?
I don't think they would trade him, but I also, Masai Ujiri's, he's a businessman. He'll make the right deal. He won't be afraid to make that trade if he feels that's the piece they have to give up to get the really good quality in return. I mean, he traded DeRozan. Now, we got Kawhi Leonard in return.
Right.
But DeRozan, what I mean by that is a franchise guy, loved by the city, seemingly like, wow, man, how are you going to trade him? But he did. He made the move. So I don't think anyone outside of probably Pascal and Fred to some extent are untouchable on the Raptors. I mean, I think he would also trade those guys again if he felt, hey, there's another Kawhi coming back in this situation. So,
and let's point out too, OG can't play a full season.
Well, that's a problem.
It's a big issue for him. I mean, he generally just could never hold up for an entire season. He's always missing, it feels like, 30 to 40 games.
It just feels when he does play, though, he is so impactful on both ends. So he is a very valuable piece. But Masai will make the right deal. As far as
but hold on. Do you think that deal is Ayton, Turner, Gobert?
I don't think they'll get Ayton. I mean, look, if Gobert's there, it would be more than just Ayton, more than just Gobert and OG. But if the pieces there, that would help the Raptors as well, having Rudy there.
Yeah, but are you going to trade OG and Gary Trent Jr.?
I think so. Yeah,
for Gobert.
I think he would. Yeah.
Wow.
I think he would.
I don't at all.
I think because he could sort of see improvement from Scotty on the perimeter, and he's also he can go and get some other guys out there to fill up the. Gary Trent's fine, but he's not.
No, I'm just. I think I'm more like. I guess you have a higher opinion on Gobert in a Raptors system.
I think the Raptors could certainly use someone like him around the rim, rebounding, protecting the ball, and if you run him in the right pick and rolls and have him finishing at the rim, I think that's impactful. Like I say, Gary Trent's one of those guys who was really good at times this season for the Raptors, but he's also like, wow, we can turn him into something better, considering that was the Norm Powell trade. So Messiah make something happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I cut you off. You were going to say something.
Well, just as far as the Charlotte Hornets, the speculation there is it's down to Kenny Atkinson and Mike D'Antoni, but
Yep.
Michael Jordan's on holiday, so he hasn't met with anybody yet to discuss that part of it. But interesting, because I really don't think D'Antoni is the right coach for this team. Offensively, the Hornets were fine last season, and that's where D'Antoni excels. If they had problems in transition, scoring the ball, maybe D'Antoni's the right coach, but their problem is on the defensive end. Now, that's not just the coach, it's the players. They need an improvement there. But I'm not sure that D'Antoni would improve them at all on that end. I think maybe they just keep on scoring. Kenny Atkinson did a good job with the Brooklyn Nets. It's sort of, that player development sort of guy. And I think that's what the Hornets probably need more so than just an offensive focus guy.
So you think Kenny actually will get this job here?
I mean, if it's down to these two...
Apparently he's like calling everybody on the Hornets. He's very meticulous, Kenny Atkinson is.
Yeah, well, I mean, that sounds like a player's coach, like he wants to get out there and get to know the guys before he's even head coach there. So I think I would choose Atkinson over D'Antoni in this situation.
Okay. Yeah, any thoughts on the Hornets?
Yeah, I love Atkinson. He's been out of a head coaching job for too long, it feels like, in this league. He deserves another one after what he did with the Nets.
All right, we got a fun question here by way of Twitter. @Jadon_Jadon. I guess it's sort of piggybacking nicely here off that article from Fisher. Biggest name traded this summer. Who do you think it's going to be, Lee?
Man, I like to go back to my favorites, the Beals and the Lillards. it's just...
Give me something new.
I know, it's probably not going to happen. So I'm going to just sort of promote one here. I wonder if this will happen. I wonder if Julius Randle moves on from the New York Knicks. He had a very good season 2 seasons ago. And last season, his numbers weren't terrible. He basically averaged 20 and 10. But we know that below the surface, it just wasn't that good. He struggled. He really couldn't back up the season before. And I think he would like a fresh start, and I think the Knicks also realise that they can still probably get something. Now, he's got a decent old contract, but he's only 27. But I think if you can really sell a team on what you saw from the season before of Julius Randle, look at this guy, great passer. He really improved his 3-point shooting. He was an all-star. He really elevated his game. He just needs to be in not that environment. I think being in New York, the expectation, the pressure got to him. And so, I think he's still young enough that you can entice a team. You may have to throw a pick or two in there just to make it sexy. But I think it'll be good for the Knicks. I think they should be moving forward with R.J. Barrett more so next season as well. So I think if you can maybe create that opening there and move on from Julius, get something, whatever you get back in return, a vet, younger player, it doesn't really matter. But I think he might be on the move.
Okay. Yeah, and this, again, goes back to Fisher's articles. Them maybe would have to get creative to sign Brunson, if that's even a possibility. And then he starts talking about who's also on that list of they need a point guard, right? If they're not going to fully give the ball to quickly and lean into that. So it's D'Angelo Russell. Is that a name that he feels like a New York Knicks player to me, but
maybe.
What do you think?
I don't even know if they can get D'Angelo Russell. They're going to be desperate, baby. They're going to be so desperate. I want to think that there's going to be a big name traded. Randall would probably be the biggest one. But I think the Blazers are going to overpay for somebody. And I think it could be Jerami Grant.
Okay.
Damian Lillard and him have this relationship. Damian Lillard, look, he's at these draft workouts right now, buying into the Blazers' future. Since February, since the trade deadline, things have not gone well for Portland. And they end up with the number 7 pick. But this team here, consisting of Damian Lillard and Josh Hart, free agent Nurkic, Winslow, Eric Bledsoe, it's I'm sure Lillard looks around and is confident in himself, and he says he's coming off this injury. He said that these are the best years of my NBA career coming up. I'm sure he looks at Dallas and says, well, we could do that. And I think the Blazers are going to have to pony up to get somebody. And Jerami Grant's 28 years old. In too big of a role in Detroit as a number 1, but if he can go back to what he was in Denver to 2-3, I think the Blazers can buy into that and think, oh yeah, we could be a decent team. So I think Jerami Grant could, with only 1 year left on his contract, I think the Blazers will bid more than any other team with their number 7 pick and some parts there.
Yeah, well, Detroit's asking price apparently is 2 first-round picks for
much.
Grant, or a first-round pick and then a rookie scale prospect.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not asking for nothing, really.
No. So the number 7 pick, I don't think they're getting better than the number 7 pick and somebody decent off that Blazers roster. Who would that player be? You're not
going to go Simons.
No way.
No. Yeah, and I didn't even mention him as part of the court.
Right.
Yeah, Lillard and Simons are the backcourt of the future. Now that's a tiny, tiny backcourt. That's going to have some problems defensively. Simons, I guess, could still come off the bench. Yeah, it's not a really well constructed team right now, but they're going to try and get Jerami Grant.
And James Edwards and Chris Kirshner at The Athletic, they had an article on possibility of a Pistons-Hawks trade for Jerami Grant too. I guess they might be interested in trying to get him. So it's good for the Pistons if they're moving off of Grant that possibly two teams are both interested in trying to get him, and drives the price up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Jerami Grant's fine, but I mean, he's become overvalued for sure. He was the hottest name at the trade deadline and didn't move. I mean, he's a good player, but he's not like himself taking anyone from the basement to the playoffs.
No, he needs to be in a Wiggins role, which is
sure.
on a very good team, and he's the third or fourth guy. You're asking a lot when he's the one or two guy. Even, I think.
And if you're giving up a first and a young prospect, that's a ton potentially to give up for a mid-range player.
Yeah. All right, final one here. It's a bit random. At UTA_Daniel. What is your next pod about? Basketball? Survivor? F1? I think there's going to be a new no breaks today, by the way.
Maybe not.
I don't know. His gig runs long. I'm not sure. Film critique. You guys talk about it all. It gets better and better. Definitely tuning into whatever you decide. So, Taz, what is the next podcast about?
Yeah, a little behind the scenes here.
Okay.
During the ad break, I had to move my car because I was behind Trey in the driveway, but I moved up to pole position now, which feels great. Hopefully, we get a pole position F1 podcast later today. Some no breaks. Hopefully, all is good with TK there. But we've got a lot of. I wanted to include this one because we've got a lot of. What are you guys doing for the summer? Hey, what are you guys doing for the summer?
Right.
And at the end of this month, which is June already, we'll take a tiny bit of time off, but we'll be back for some summer league free agency and summer league coverage, and then after that, I'll be here pretty regularly in this 10 a.m. Eastern time slot, 7 a.m. Pacific most days, 4 days a week to start. We're definitely starting a baseball show.
What?
We're doing it. Oh,
wow.
Yeah, baby. No bunts. We're doing it. Listen, here we go. It's from a casual fan's perspective.
Oh, I love it.
We're not getting into the absolutely nitty-gritty. The Pirates are on a 3-game streak. The Cards are on a 4-game streak. No, we're not going that crazy. I'm not going to know the 5th starter on the Cardinals. I'm just not.
We're not talking VORP.
Nah. I mean, I kind of do want to get into what the hell are all these terms. Some of them, like maybe one a week.
Yeah, that's a great segment.
One a week.
Yeah.
Do that for 6,000 weeks in a row.
Exactly.
A lot of numbers, a lot of stats.
Yeah, this guy rakes. What's that? What does that even mean? Wow. I think that means he's good. But anyways, it's going to be more like 10 best things in baseball this week.
Oh, okay.
Let's steal it from Zach Lowe. 10 things I like and I don't like. But from our perspective, listen, there were guys suspended because they got into a fight about fantasy football.
Yeah, slap.
Let's talk about that. There's a lady behind the plate at Jays games that when a ball is tipped back, foul ball, she never flinches.
Yeah.
Everybody else flinches. There's a great clip. Everybody else flinches. Not her. She's not her. She's great. She's been there forever. She's got a Twitter account.
She's got a Twitter account?
Somebody made a Twitter account for her.
Okay.
I mean, and real stuff in baseball, obviously, we'll get into. Robo-umps, the shift, what's going on here, expanded playoffs. Baseball, there's lots to talk about. Maybe we go to a Braves game. Maybe we can go to a minor league baseball game.
Bananas. What about the bananas?
Yeah, you want to go see the bananas?
The Savannahs. The Savannah Bananas, aren't they?
Is that what their name is? I don't know.
I think
Yeah,
so.
it is.
Might be able to play, get out there, have a swing.
Well, they do a bunch of crazy. Do you know about them?
Yeah,
Their
yeah,
whole thing
yeah.
is like just pack the stadium because they do all these crazy antics and viral videos and stuff. My point is, you probably could play.
Well, definitely.
We talked to the right person. We'll put Lee Ellis in right field for an inning. They'd be like, sure, who cares?
I'd love to have at least one inning, at least, and have it go to the plate and then go out and field.
You honestly, would you do it?
Yes, of course I would.
It's a little terrifying.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I don't think I could hit the
hitting
ball
part
because it would come through. Even if it comes through at 65 miles now,
It's not going to come at 60.
No, I'm saying even if it was,
Literally, I can throw.
that's what I'm saying. Even if it was, I couldn't hit that. And these are probably coming through at 80 plus still at the lower leagues here. But I'd have a swing at it. And then it'd be great to be out in the field. If you get a ball, you turn 2, man. That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
You're gonna turn 2 from out in right
You never
field?
know because they
hit
hit
an arm on him. I guess.
Listen, they hit the ball so hard and it comes to you so quick. You just got to fling it and get rid of it. I think you can do it. I think that's possible.
Oh my God. You playing baseball? Never seen.
I would love
Never
to.
seen you swing a bat. Never seen you catch a ball with a glove.
Well, I played a little bit of slow pitch in Toronto in my days. Yeah, and because of cricket, the fielding it's easier with a glove.
Yeah, that's true.
Way easier. So I took a few catches and people were like, wow, and I'm like, honestly, like in cricket, we have to catch a ball like this.
Yeah. Good point.
So give me a glove. It's
but
easy.
how are you at the plate?
Not bad, yeah.
Pretty good hand-eye coordination.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same in cricket, right? If the ball comes
Everything
through without
leads back to cricket.
bouncing, it's it's easier to hit because it doesn't bounce and then move off the pitch.
Yeah.
So in baseball, when someone's, and again, slow pitch, all right? So no one's rifling it
yeah.
down. But if they throw it there, for me, straight underneath and bang. Yeah. So
All right.
sign me up for
will
the
be
bananas.
playing right field for the bananas.
Yeah.
That's the team you got to play for.
Yeah.
I think you got to be like have like 1 million bananas in your back pockets.
I wouldn't cramp up, so yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so no bunts.
No bunts. Yeah,
answer.
people are saying in the stream team, what about no homers?
We're all homers here, though.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Fair point.
No bunts. That sounds
Bunts.
great.
Yeah,
No, we only want dingers. We don't want to play lay down a bunt and move the runner. Get the fuck out of here. We're hitting dingers.
yeah, that's why I brought up no walks as a similar possibility.
Yeah.
We're not taking pitches.
Doesn't come off the tongue as nice as no bunts.
Yeah, you've got the U sound, just like dunks, bunts.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we're staying in the brand.
Okay.
I don't think they're bunting anymore in baseball, really.
Yeah, I heard
no
that.
more bunts, no more stolen bases.
That was my
It's coming
favorite
down.
part as a kid.
Yeah.
Stolen base.
Yeah.
100%.
We got to get back to that.
Especially when they steal home. That is unreal.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
They're trying to make.
Why has it been like removed from the game, or why don't they do it?
Because numbers say big swings, home runs, create more runs.
Yeah, don't take a guy off the base. Like
Yeah.
you're putting it in jeopardy that he's
Right.
in stealing.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the risk of him being run out is not worth him
Yeah.
maybe moving ahead one.
Yeah,
Okay.
same
right.
thing with bunts. Guys don't bunt as
Right,
much.
because it's like basically an out and stuff.
But they're trying. They're trying to get
Yeah.
ways. They're moving the bases a little bit. I mean, moving them slightly. They're trying different things, making the bases bigger, so guys
yeah,
are
a bit
safe
more
more
room.
often. A little safer as well out there. Turning the double play. Don't get your fingers stomped on. There's lots to talk about for baseball.
All right, no bunts, man. I'm already excited.
Somebody had a bunt double though last week because of the shift.
Whoa.
There was nobody at third base. Guy just bunted it towards third base, went into the outfield. Guy was on first, went to third, easy double for a bunt. It's pretty cool.
Hell of a bunt.
Hell of a bunt.
Hell of a bunt.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have an answer for that, by the way? If you were to do a little summer project, we got baseball from over here. What do you got?
A weekly check-in with Matt Austin. See what he's up to.
Wow.
Get him to make a smoothie.
Oh God, you can't do that to him, man.
You got to give him. You got to get him. He's shown he's going to do anything. He's going to put anything in. So we come up
He
with
did
the
that for
recipe.
charity.
Yeah, but now he can do it for a podcast. He'd love it. He'd love to show how he's looking great. By the way, his hair was looking great. I'm sure he's been keeping himself in great nick. So I think there's something there with Matt. And it just showed it. He's been out of the pod game for how long now? Like we haven't had him on for probably a year now. He picked it up just like that.
natural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's got that California glow. I think he would be up for it.
You guys really want to fuck Matt Austin. Hey, you guys are really hitting. You're really
What would we
crushing
call
on him.
this one though? Because it couldn't be no Matts. It'd have to be all Matts.
All Matts.
Yeah.
All Matt.
Yeah.
Our new podcast.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got a lot of summer content to figure out. So
Yeah.
if you have suggestions, let us know.
No.
I was kicking around the idea of doing an Elf podcast. Rewatch Elf? No? Not interested?
No, I know. I mean,
Have a shot every time we see his feet? Really celebrate it?
Nah. Ugh.
No? All right. Well, Elf's going to be back in your life. I mean, it's already creeping in, trust me. Okay, let's...
No else.
JD, do you have an answer? Is there anything you'd like to see us try this summer?
Definitely, I'm very lukewarm on this elf idea.
What?
Wow, that's
That
good.
was a shocker.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys went through it last year with Fast and the Furious. You don't want to be bogged down in the summer watching Alf after
Yeah, but
Alf
at least
after
Elf's
Alf.
20 minutes long. I mean,
Yeah, but there's so many of them.
yeah, well, I'm not saying we'd have to do an entire four-season watch of it. We could be... we could just pick the best episodes.
in.
Yeah, I don't think we really need to watch them in a row to understand the story. We were thinking of doing Mission Impossible,
Yeah.
but I think you're right, JD. You said this off air. I don't think they're too good.
Yeah.
I don't really know, like, at least with Fast and Furious, like, what the hell is going on here? Why is this happening? This
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you could have a lot of larfs.
Well, last
at
night,
their
didn't we
expense.
find all the most successful franchises?
Yeah.
I mean, what was that one that we couldn't get? The one of the late ones of number 9. There was 9 in the series. Remember that?
Wasn't the Bournes?
No.
God, we can't even remember.
No.
Die Hard.
Oh, Planet of the Apes.
Oh, it's Planet of the Apes.
No way am I
nah,
watching
nah,
Planet
nah.
of the Apes.
Nah.
The trilogy, the latest trilogy, is actually not bad.
It's fine, but
It's fine,
I
but,
mean, you
yeah.
want to podcast about it for
No,
2 hours?
not
No,
really.
No, we need. It's got to be like that great balance of like enough people watch it or know it, but it's also sort of shitty and
Yeah, there's just why is this so popular? That's you know what I mean.
Like you can't do Harry Potter.
Eh.
You can't do Lord of the Rings.
no.
No, it's
If we're doing anything with apes, we're playing Donkey Kong. We're playing old video
games. Now we're talking. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Sure.
Let's
Nope.
just get an NBA Jam cabinet and just play NBA Jam and comment on Brad Lohaus and Blue Edwards.
Yeah.
And
We're
then,
going all the way, baby.
you know, it'd be a great series if we had like the real connections. Get an NBA Jam and
Yeah.
then get the players in
Oh, yeah.
and play them in NBA Jam with their characters.
Well, if the Brad Lohaus connection is listening, put us in touch with him.
Okay, cool. All right, let's take a final break. And when we come back, JD's got tweet of the night, so don't go anywhere.
Yeah, buy energy drinks, guys. Can't keep them in the fridge around here. Got tons of beer in there. Got lots of soft drinks. No shortage of Omaha steaks, but Starbucks Baya energy drink can't keep it stocked up. The Bayas are the first to go bye-bye. And I blame Lincoln and his G friend, the girlfriend. She's a fiend for caffeine, so he's always sneaking them to her. But, you know, let's be honest, we're all drinking them. And normally I'd be mad, but who can blame them? With caffeine naturally found in coffee fruit? What? It's energy that's good. Plus, they're delicious. They come in 3 delicious flavors: mango guava, raspberry lime, pineapple passion fruit. Love the alliteration of that one. And I like to drink one in between shows when we have back-to-back jacks, you know. It's a delicious midday pick-me-up, I guess you could call it. Now here's the part of the ad where I'm supposed to show off the packaging. But like I said, I can't keep the damn things on the shelves, and apparently neither can my local Publix, because I raced down there this morning to try to stock up. Just a big empty spot. It's like the toilet paper aisle when there's a big storm coming around here. So this will have to do. Here's Tass Mellis making sweet love to the raspberry lime Starbucks Baya energy drink.
Get that
Clean me off.
condensation out of here.
Who can blame him, though? Look at that packaging. It's awesome. And then we...
Whoa!
Yeah, I know.
Just cleaning it up.
I know. Yep, exactly. I love the shot of Lee and Skeets just awkwardly. Is this really happening? Anyways, Starbucks Baya energy drink is available online at grocery stores, convenience stores, and at gas stations nationwide.
Let's keep the awkward conversations going. Let's talk about Saks, baby. I haven't played basketball in a while. Last time I got on the court, it was in my Saks 2-in-1 sport shorts. So sometimes I'll just put them on my house and pretend that I'm playing basketball. You know? I'll just shoot around, you know, drop some air
Fake
hugs.
cross over your kids. And stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah. Air shots are happening immediately, and they feel great when I put them on. Everything is where it needs to be because of Saks' patented ballpark pouch. Secure, yet breathable. Zero chub rub. The beauty of Saks' 2-in-1 shorts is you don't have to worry about wearing underwear. Love that. It's
great.
It's built in, especially during this time of year. AKA
man,
sweat
yeah.
season. Multiple wardrobe changes a day. So anything to produce less laundry for this guy, love it. Love it, love it, love it. They have all types of shorts, including the versatile Gainmaker short. You want to make some gains? The Gainmaker short is designed for all types of training. This multi-sport short will have you posting PBs in no time. I love peanut butter. Its breathable liner is made from a moisture-wicking material and comes from a hidden stash pocket. Then there's Saks' Sport to Life short. This style is built to go back and forth between sport and everyday activities. Hit the gym, grab a beer, hang with friends. This one does it all. And of course, everything is backed by Saks' Comfort Guarantee. That's 100% satisfaction or your money back. And you can take advantage of our special offer today. Head on over to Saks.com/NoDunks and get 10% off plus free shipping using promo code NoDunks. That's SAXX.com/NoDunks and promo code NoDunks for 10% off and free shipping.
All right, back with the boys here in the Classic Factory, at least the three of us here at the table, JD pushing the buttons. Before we get to Tweet of the Night, I got some good news for Celtics fans. I know we all picked the Warriors in the finals, but we got a new shirt for the Beantown boys.
Finally.
We got beans on a shirt. Breaking Tea coming through with this beauty. This is going to be available tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. NoDunks.com for a very, very short window. I'm talking like a 12-hour window right up until tip-off, okay? Yeah. So if you want the Beantown boys on your chest, you're going to have to act quickly. You have all day, really all day tomorrow, to grab it before they tip off game one. We'll be sharing this. We'll be tweeting it, Instagramming it. We'll talk about it on tomorrow's show and all that. But what do you think of that, Lily?
I love it.
Boys.
Yeah, I'm going to take one or two of those up to Boston. Me and Trey. Maybe we'll have a giveaway or something as well.
We could do it. You guys should definitely do a giveaway out on the streets.
Yeah.
With the Beantown boys and gals. So yes, that is. We just got that in. That's happening. I'm talking right now with Breaking Tea. Probably dropping tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern there. Again, we'll just do a short little window on that. So all the Beantown boys, you want to win the finals, go grab that shirt. Okay, let's get to Tweet of the Night.
Tweet of the Night. Wow.
Twitter.
JD, Tweet of the Night, man. You had a late night last night with the stream. Probably.
Yeah, kind of calling it in a little bit. Let's get back to media consumption over here.
Okay.
So much going on right now. We've got the Top Gun just came out. People are raving.
I know.
I mean, people are going to come at me, but I remember not loving the original.
Apparently, it's like 10 times better, though.
Okay, I'm in. I love Tom Cruise. I love action and all that stuff. My brother's a pilot. It was probably his favorite movie for 15 years after it came out. So we got that. We got Stranger Things. We got Obi-Wan Kenobi, which apparently Trey Kirby said is amazing. We thought that he was like, have you guys seen it yet? Oh, Skeets and I were like, oh, that bad? It's like, no, it's awesome.
Awesome, he said.
It's great. So I'm looking forward to all of these things, but one tweet caught my eye. Is from it's actually from the weekend, but who cares, right? Right, Lee?
Absolutely.
So it's from our good friend Dan Bailey. We know him as Dr. Richard Bailey.
That's right.
And here it is. I'm watching The Offer. It's on Paramount Plus. Yep. It may be one of the more impressive cast performances I've ever seen. Dan Folgers as Francis Ford Coppola and Matthew Goods, Robert Evans. I go whole scenes forgetting I'm not actually watching them talk. Incredible writing. I tweeted him back. I agree 100%. It's great, guys. It's basically not basically. It is about the making of The Godfather. One of your favorite movies,
yes,
Lee.
absolutely.
It's cracked for people who like movies. And there's just like the making of, and if half of the things that happen in this movie are actually true, it's insane.
Wow.
what it took to get the movie made. So I recommend it.
So it's a series.
It's a 10-episode limited series on Paramount Plus.
Oh, there it is.
I subscribe because, of course, Survivor.
Yes.
Is on here,
Yes,
and
yes.
I love Survivor, and it's not bad for a streamer. It's not bad, like a specific movie company or media company streamer. I like it. Anyways, The Offer, check it out. That's all I got, guys. I'm sorry.
Nothing wrong with
I'm
that.
interested.
Straight up recommendation. Now, everybody says that JD hates everything. I don't hate this. It's good.
Okay.
Really.
Have you watched Stranger Things here, season 4?
I watched the first episode.
Okay.
It's fine. I mean,
It gets a bit better.
okay.
I thought it started pretty slow, and I was like, But
Yeah.
I thought it cranks up a little bit. I'm not done it yet, but it is better by episode 4 or whatever.
Yeah. So far, the most interesting thing is the Max character. Like, she's killing it. Whoever that actress is, she is amazing. And she's so young. It's really, really great.
Nora told me the Robin character. That's Uma Thurman's
and Ethan Hawke's
daughter. I was like, whoa.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
When you know
But then when you know, you can't
it,
not see it. Yeah. crazy.
JD, what happens if The Offer, though, people start raving about and saying how great it is? Are you going to turn then? And
I'm going to take full credit.
Right.
Me and Dr. Richard Bailey are going to take full credit for just a little hidden gem. I don't know if it's little. I don't know if people are watching it. I know it's one of those things where it's like, is anybody else watching this? Is anybody else loving this as much
There's
as
just
I am?
so much content. Like
Exactly.
you said, it can get lost in the mix. So I know you don't usually watch like series like this, but you do love The Godfather.
I
This
do.
would be a pretty good one for you to dip in here.
I would like to watch that. Yeah. Where did you say? Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus.
All right.
Not an ad.
Not an ad. Not an
The
ad.
best integration of an ad that I've
What are
ever
we talking?
seen.
Hour-long episodes or half?
They're about an hour long.
Okay.
But you know what? They fly by. You'll love it.
Yeah.
You'll love it.
There it is. All right, JD recommending The Offer on Paramount Plus, not an ad, but it should be. Come on, Paramount Plus.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, let's call it there.
God, how many different streaming services are there these days? You know,
So splintered. We're so splintered.
Yeah.
How was anything popular?
Hey, let's name them. This will be like us naming NBA guys.
Okay.
HBO Plus,
Max.
Max,
Oh, wait. Is it Plus or Max?
That's Max.
HBO goes. Yeah,
Netflix,
HBO's
Apple
good.
Plus,
Keep going.
CNN
CBS.
Plus.
What are the new ones?
CNN Plus. Nope.
No,
I know.
Hulu.
That's right. Hulu, yeah.
Yeah.
Fubu,
Yeah.
Pluto.
Tubi. Roku.
Kayo.
Oh, wow.
That may
Never
be
heard
just
of
an
that.
Australian one.
You're just making one. right
Crackle. That's Canada.
now. Yeah, that's Canada. Yep.
Tinder.
Nope. Not a streamer.
What are you watching on Tinder? I have an idea, but
The Tinder Swindler was good.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one.
there's too
YouTube
much.
Plus
Yeah. Yes.
YouTube Red.
or Red?
Yeah,
No, I don't think it's Red
I don't
anymore,
think
is it?
they call it red anymore. Sounds too porny.
Yeah.
Totally. There's your Matt Austin show, by the way. Just Matt consuming content.
Yeah.
And whatever
This-
the hot show is,
Okay.
or movie, whatever.
There's 2 different Matt Austin shows a week. Then we can do.
Why don't we do one with Matt Olson and the other one with Matt Austin?
Matty O's.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to find.
all Matty O's.
We
There
need 3
go.
more Mattios who can make it.
Why do we need 3 more?
Make one every day of the week.
All right, if your name
that's
is
tough.
Matt and your last name starts with an O, get in contact with us. We have a great podcast idea.
No Matt left behind. Then you eliminate the O's.
Yeah, that's true too.
All right, no, Matty O's sounds good.
All right.
Baseball player. We need the baseball player. There's a Matthew Olson baseball player. Does he
yeah.
want to start a podcast?
Everybody
Probably.
does, so yeah, I'm sure he does. We just got to pitch him on the right idea. Okay, let's call it there, guys.
Pitch.
Email us your NBA questions to nodunks@theathletic.com. We're hitting the beach tomorrow. Full beach stepping episode. So get your cues in now or tweet them in at NoDunksInc. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at NoDunksInc. Grab yourself an athletic subscription. Go to theathletic.com/NoDunks. Go ahead.
Matt Austin Plus, new streaming service.
That's good. I
Thanks,
like that.
Jeremy Kai.
Very, very good. And again, a big thank you to everybody that's already donated to our charity drive for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. But if you haven't already, that link is still live. We hit 25,000 plus during this show. Love to get to 30K and ultimately hit our goal there of eclipsing what we raised last year, which in the end was like 28,000 or something like that. So if you haven't already and you've got some money you can help donate to a great cause, hit that link. It's in the YouTube comments, and we'll keep tweeting it out and stuff like that. Otherwise, we'll be back tomorrow, stepping on the beach.
Absolutely.
Got the night off tonight. I guess we can watch all these shows. The Offer and Stranger Things.
Sometimes I feel like I'm on Severance. Like,
That's a
what am I
great
going to
show.
watch? This or that or this or that? You know, can't decide.
Yeah, it's tough. Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, Severance is a show.
Yeah. Did you watch the whole thing?
No,
Whoa,
that's ridiculous. I
Severance is
started a
awesome,
show. I
think.
started it,
Yeah.
and I haven't finished it.
Severed
There's too many
ties.
things. Yeah.
There's too many things. Now he's got to watch. Now he's got to watch baseball all the time.
yeah.
He's screwed.
Yeah.
You're not gonna be
No,
watching
You
it.
can't. You can't.
You got to do what Rachel does. She is a one
Yeah.
show person,
Respect.
which is kind of annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
But once she's into a show, that's all we're watching.
Yeah.
Like we're almost through the second season of Ozark because that's all she wants to watch. Nothing else.
Yeah, that was good too. Jesus, there's
It's
a
so
lot
good.
of shows,
Yeah.
man. God.
It's so good.
And then there's this podcast too.
Yeah.
Brace the day, people.